story. Thank you so much for being here.
Those are bright. First, I would like to start off with a moment of silence for anybody that's lost a family member, a friend, a coworker to addiction. And if you've been a part of addiction in somebody's life that's been an addict, like you understand what this is about. All right, I'm an addict. My name's Roy. Hey, Roy. What's up, everybody? All right, I don't have a lot of time. You girls have courage for getting up here and sharing your story. Like, I haven't slept in a week. My friends will tell you I like to talk, but when I don't know a lot of people, it's uncomfortable, but that means I'm changing. So, all right, I'll start off, when I was a kid, you know, I kind of felt like the black sheep of my family. I didn't really feel a part of. I started playing baseball at the age of 4 years old. My dad was my coach, and I love baseball more than anything in the world. That's what I did, 24/7. This was up in Michigan. Obviously, you can only play 4 months out of the year. So when I had an opportunity to move to Florida when my parents got divorced, I wasn't willing because I was a daddy's boy and my parents got divorced. My mom moved down here to Florida, and that turned out to be the biggest blessing in my life. I played baseball in high school. I would still be playing. I'd be playing for free right now. That's how much I love baseball. Unfortunately, when I was 17, I fractured 3 vertebrae. I was in the hospital. I had to go through physical therapy. Anybody that's had surgery or back pain or neck pain, they know exactly what I'm talking about. And I did not use any pain medication the whole time. In the hospital when I was out of it, because I lost feeling in my left arm and left leg, I did. And I got out of the hospital and I thought about killing myself every day. You know, it's hard when your whole life since you're 4 years old, your dream is to do something, and like it's ripped away like that. I mean, I slid into a base, and my femur dislocated my hip, and then compressed 3 vertebrae. You know, L1, L2, and L3. That wasn't. I would say that was like my downfall, where I really started isolating. I had friends, but they didn't know me. I never let them in. I didn't tell them what I liked. I didn't tell them who I loved. I didn't tell them what I cared about, because honestly, I felt like I really didn't care about anything. I didn't want to be here anymore. I mean, I didn't think that, but now hindsight, I'm looking back and I'm like, wow, I was just existing. That's it. You know, I felt like I had blinders on. Every day I would go through life. I finished high school. I mean, I graduated with honors from Ridgewood. After high school, I started working, and I had bottles of medication at my house, just sitting there. I started working with a guy. I'll just say this. When I was in school, like what schools do now, administrators, county commissioners, representatives, educate children and parents to bring it home. So to let them know that prescription medication is addictive and it will kill you. Like this is life or death for me. You know, I am an addict. I wake up every day. I have to say a prayer. I have to let go of my will. You know, this is an everyday thing. The insanity of this disease that I have, the first time I took pain medication, I threw up for 4 hours. The next morning, I asked for more. I'm going to jump a little bit ahead. And the first time I was introduced to law enforcement, which I was really nervous. I'm okay now, but I was really nervous to talk because I'm like, okay, there's a statute of limitations out there. And when Pastor Mike said 20 minutes, I was like, whew, okay, I don't have to open up that much. In 2004, I was in drug court in Pinellas County. Beginning of 2004, Pasco County was just getting it started. I had Judge Schaefer. He told me, since I lived up here, I would have to go to Operation PAR. I'll tell you this, I faked every drug test. They had the sticks, where you had to stick the saliva. I would break the end of the stick off, because the teacher, the counselor wanted to see the stick in your mouth. I'd break the end of the stick off and hold the broken end in my mouth. And I'd pass every single test. And I was using the whole time. I was on something at the time also, some of my friends called methadone maintenance program. That didn't work for me because I always wanted more. Like the methadone was not enough. Anything I ever had was not enough. And I'm only saying this now because I look back in my life and I'm like, I always needed to have more. The first time I was arrested was in one of the stings he was talking about. You would think that somebody that was raised by the greatest mother in the world, and you know, because I'm getting a little emotional now because I love my mom. Anybody knows me, like my mom is my rock. Like my mom taught me compassion, love, integrity, caring. She's the most giving person to put up with me for 12 years using drugs. And my mom to still be there today and be like a positive role model in my life, I don't know how she did it. Because I have friends, I'm in a 12-step fellowship, and it's hard. It is very hard when you see somebody. It's like looking in the mirror 2 years ago. You know, I look at them and I want to help them, but I know it's not for people that need the help. It's like the girl said, it's for people that want the help. You know, and I just have to be there for the people that want the help. In 2008, my little brother, he's not my blood brother, okay, but when I moved to Florida, my mom only made $5 an hour. She worked at the harbor, you know, $5.50 an hour. She worked at the harbor, and there was 4 of us kids. So there wasn't a lot of money, there wasn't a lot of food, and my friend at the time, Nick, he became quickly my little brother. I looked out for him. He was littler than everybody, slower than everybody. We played baseball together. His dad coached our team. Like, he went to my mom's house one day and said, look, I know you can take care of all 4 of your kids on your own, on what you make. But Roy's at our house every single day. Can he move a few of his clothes over there? Because my mom wouldn't even let me take a shirt to their house because my mom's like, no, I got this, okay? These kids are mine. I raised them. They're going to know that I provide for them. I don't need any. My mom wasn't on food stamps. 4 kids, $5.50 an hour, working at the harbor for 3 years and would not accept help from anybody, okay? My grandparents were here, but my grandparents used to have to shove $100 bills in my pockets when I go home. My little brother, it had gone on for about 2 years. Him and I used drugs every day. We had houses together. We lived together in townhouses in Newport Richey, Hudson, everywhere. You know, it was always the same thing, but something new. You know, like every couple months we were in a different house, but it was our house, you know. And it was supported by drug money. I'm not proud of it, but like I sold drugs, and it was prescription pain medication. And I only sold them to support my habit. Like I have a big heart. I get it from my mom, you know, and Like, I did not do it to try to hurt somebody, but the lives I look back and I see that I harmed, especially myself first and my little brother. In 2008, December 18th, I got a call for a month. His mom told me to stay away from him, that he went to a detox facility, daycare, and he wanted to stop using. The disease in me, because believe me, it was the hardest thing I had to do in my life, was to make that call, because I was going through withdrawals, and I knew that he had money, and I knew that he would help me. I knew it. That's my brother. Because a lot of times when we try to help people, we're really hurting them, but in our heart, we feel like we're helping. A couple weeks later, I went with him to a jewelry store, and he picked out an engagement ring for his fiance, or his girlfriend at the time. December 18, 2008, I got a call at 6 o'clock in the morning from his mom saying that he didn't wake up. My first thought is, what happened? He wasn't using drugs. He was so nervous to propose to his girlfriend that he took one of his girlfriend's anti-anxiety medications and never woke up. I can talk about this today. I used over this for 6 years. 6 years, every day. I tried to kill myself with every drug that I could find. I couldn't find enough. Every day I woke up with the obsession. There were times that I tried quitting. I tried doing it on my own. I got this. I could quit. It never worked. About 26, 27 months ago, I was driving down the road. I left my mom's, and I got introduced to a drug that Colonel was talking about. And I didn't want to live anymore. I said goodbye to my nephews. I drove away. I used one last time. That was my last use. And I was driving on the road, and black started closing in. When it got to an inch wide and I couldn't see anymore, I turned my head sideways because I was still driving down the road, not caring about hurting anybody else, myself. Right before I went black, I put my car in park going 20 miles an hour, and I just felt the jerk, and that's all I remember. Things went black. That was all I saw. I saw nothing. My life had stopped. Okay? When I woke up, they say 4 to 6 minutes later, somebody was giving me chest compressions in my own car because they couldn't get me out of my driver's seat because my seatbelt had locked, and it was rigged. They couldn't get me out. So I hated that cop. After they let me out of the ambulance, a cop had pulled up. I was walking on the ambulance. They were trying to hold me. The lady said, "You need help. Please get help. You were just dead. You need to get help. I don't know, how are you alive? Your breathing is fine, your heartbeat, you need help." I said, "I don't want it." I went to walk out of the back of the ambulance, and there was a cop there. Looking back, he saved my life because the EMT told me, "I can't hold you. I can't hold you. I'm not a police officer." Cop said, "I can." I cursed him all the way to the jail. Little did I know, he had already searched my vehicle, and he found numerous drugs. Numerous. Turns out I went to high school with them. Okay? I didn't know this until I was sitting in jail. I woke up 3 days later in a jail cell. Well, on my way into jail, I ran into one of my best friends over there, James. And he's like, you look like crap. But it's good to see you. You know, I sat in jail. Every day I just want to get out and use again. That's the insanity of this disease that I have. Like, no matter how hard I tried to quit on my own, it didn't work for me. It didn't work. It didn't matter. Like, I tried quitting for my mom. I tried quitting for my dead brother, my dad. But every time I found a reason to use it. Every single time. I want to thank, Judge Crane too. Judge Crane, Judge Andrews. Judge Andrews was my judge. They didn't put me in drug court because I had been in it in 2004, and they said that I didn't qualify. But I was sitting in jail. I had a vehicle, okay? I'll tell you this too. A week ago, I was driving to Home Depot. My dad gave me his credit card, the company credit card, and said, here, go to Home Depot, and he gave me a checklist. I cried all the way to Home Depot. Okay? And right before I got to Home Depot, I passed a dumpster I used to sleep behind. Okay? When it was raining, I used to flip the top backwards and lay behind it. And that was my route. You know? I was sitting in jail. I had a car that had been impounded. And I asked my mom to sell the car and come bum me out of jail. I was sitting in my bed one night, and she said, call me tomorrow. This would have been like the 5th time she bonded me out in 10 years. The first time was a $50,000 cashier's check. I called her the next day, and she said, I'll be there tomorrow. I went back to my bunk, excited that I was going home. Told myself I wasn't going to use, but in my heart I knew I was going to. And I talked to a guy in jail, we call him Bunkies. He was actually a really good guy, and that's like, I feel where I noticed my higher power, God stepping in my life. Because I laid in my bunk, I couldn't sleep, I was so excited to go home, and he says, don't do it, Roy, don't do it, don't go home, man. You're gonna you're gonna die. I'll tell you this, I was sitting in jail too, like the day before, or was it that day? It was either, I think it was that day, I got the police report while I was sitting in jail, and to read the EMT report, caller, there's somebody unresponsive with her head hunched over the steering wheel, and I don't think he's breathing, and he's in front of my house. Okay, and then it says, the dispatcher asked him to check my pulse. And he says, no, I don't want to be the one to find a dead person in front of my house. I'll wait until you guys get here. And then it says 4 to 6 minutes later, EMTs arrived. Like when I was sitting in my bed and I was reading that, it was like everything. My last 12 years had just flashed before me. It's like when I died, I woke up and my life flashed before my eyes after I had already died. It was crazy. Everything was hitting me at once. I got on the phone. I called my mom. She said, I'm on the way. Like, I'll come down there, but I will never speak to you again. And that guy stood over my shoulder and said, tell her no. Tell her no. Tell her no. Tell her to turn around. I've never cried so hard in my life. And I told her, never mind, don't come get me. And I hung up on her. I didn't speak to her for a week. Right before I got out of jail, James over there was in with me. And I was lost. I said, I don't know what I'm going to do. He said, I went to a 12-step fellowship meeting that was held here in the jail. I walked out feeling better than I felt this morning. I'm gonna give it a shot. Here's my number, call me when you get out. The guy said, if you hit a meeting your first day out, you got like a 78 or 84% chance, a higher percentage of recovering and not using. I said, I tried everything else. I tried to be a chemist. I tried mixing things like Colonel was talking about. I was that person that looked at you and said, wow, you're messed up. Let me try a little bit less. September 5th of this year, I celebrated. And I say celebrated because one day clean for an addict is a miracle. Okay?
Yeah, that's right.
September 5th of this year, I celebrated 2 years. I cannot take any of the credit. Like, I have to put in the footwork. Like the 12-step fellowship I go to, it's all laid out right in front of you. Like, you can fight it. You can not want to do things. Like, and I was told in the beginning that the pain is in the resistance. And that comes with that. I looked at it, I'm like, man, that's every area of my life. Every area of my life. I'm so grateful to be here. Like I said, I didn't sleep at all. I want to thank TN24 and the Next Level Church, everybody that put this together. I want to say one more thing too, because God, it's gonna get me emotional, man.
Love you, Roy.
Love you, Roy. About 3.5 years ago, I took a car ride to this place, to TN24. There's a guy, his name's Ronnie. I call him Uncle Ronnie because he's family to me, you know? Because this is where I walked in here. I walked in here high every week. Okay, maybe not every week. I did miss, you know. No offense to anybody here, but he used to, and I'm looking at this more. He used to call me the governor because I lied so much. But that, I used to walk out of here thinking that I was on a high. I walked in here thinking I was on a high. Because like the young lady said, like I thought that was fun, but I was so uncomfortable. Actually, I was so comfortable in my misery that I hadn't found that desperation to recover. And my Uncle Ronnie, like, he didn't force me to come here. If I didn't show up, he didn't even call. So I give your time, man. When you get here, I'll be here. Like, I'm so blessed to walk back in this building that somebody like heard my story and wanted me to come speak. Like the full circle that has come, like drug addiction all the way to recovery, and like that is the thing that I try to do. I like anybody that has one day clean or they're not even clean and they want to go to a meeting. Anybody that knows me, like my truck is always open. Every day. Every day. I was like 5-6 days a week. I say I drive somebody to a meeting that wants to get to a meeting. That's really what it's all about. Like that's what keeps me clean. Is service, helping other people. Because if I'm not helping anybody, like I'm only trying to help myself.
Again, I want to thank everybody that put this together, everybody that showed up to support me, and Pastor Michael too. I know he doesn't remember me for that first day, but I'm grateful and I'm blessed that